Good morning, family and friends of Grace Lutheran Church, especially children. I'd like to thank all of you for being with us here today for my children's message. Today is the 7th Sunday of Easter, and we're talking about prayer because the gospel reading is Jesus' high priestly prayer. Jesus, as our ascended Lord, now sits at the right hand of God, and he prays for us. And in praying for us, he also invites us to pray to him. We can talk to Jesus in prayer about anything that's going on in our life, but there are some important things that we might always want to bring up, and I want to talk about that today. Pastor John Fail of the LCMS Office of International Missions taught me how to pray in this way. First, you fold your hands, which everybody really knows how to do, right? You fold your hands. And when you fold your hands, you'll notice that the finger that's closest to you is your thumb. Now, my thumb is closest to my heart, and it reminds me of the people that I ought to pray for. First of all, are the people who are closest to me. My mom, my dad, my brother, sisters, those people that are really laying upon my heart, so to speak, people that I've been thinking of who are going through hard times and going through difficulties, whom I really, really love and think of. The second finger you can think of is your index finger. Now, your index finger is sort of an interesting finger because that's our finger that we point with. Let's say, and I know none of y'all would do this, but let's say if you're going to make fun of somebody, you would point your finger at them, you laugh at them, and you point them out. This finger reminds me to pray for people who are mean to me. It reminds me to pray for people who might point their fingers at me, pray for people who are bullies, pray for people who are my enemies. So I remember that I'm going to pray for people that I love, but I'm also going to pray for people that maybe I wish that they might love me more as opposed to me loving them more. And so then you fold your hands again. You got your thumb, you got your index finger, and then you've got your middle finger. You notice that your middle finger is the tallest finger on your hand. So that reminds me that on that middle finger, I'm going to pray for people who are really important. I'm going to pray for people who are sort of high and exalted. I'm going to pray for people who are in charge of me. I'm going to pray for teachers. I'm going to pray for our government leaders. For myself, I pray for the leaders here at church. I pray for our district president. I pray for the president of our congregation, who's doing a really good job at helping take care of us in this time of pandemic. Pray for our elders. Pray for our policemen. Pray for people who are watching over us and taking care of us. And then your middle finger here, this is what they call your ring finger. You see, I've got my ring finger on. With your ring finger, you pray for people who are weaker than you. Did you know? You probably didn't know this, but your ring finger is the weakest of all of your fingers. And so you pray for people who are weakest in your life and people who need help. You might pray for people who are sick. You might pray for people who are downtrodden. You might pray for people who are poor or need help. I also remember, for me anyway, because my marriage ring goes on there, I also pray for people who depend upon me. I pray for my wife and my children as well, and other people who are dependent upon me, but also all sick people and broken people and hurting people. And that leaves you with your last little bitty finger, right? Your tiny little finger. That littlest finger there, that's a representation of us. My little finger, I remember also to pray for me and the things that I might need in my life so that I'll be safe and protected and whole. We also can pray for babies, people who can't protect themselves. Pray for little babies in utero who have not been born yet, people who can't protect themselves. So all of those fingers give us sort of a form or a model of how to pray, right? We pray for those people that we love the most. We pray for our enemies or people who are mean to us. We pray for those people who are important in our lives. We pray for people who depend upon us as well. And then we pray for ourselves and the smallest among us. So what I'm going to ask you to do now, we're going to stop the video real quick, and I'm going to ask you to go ahead and see if you can't come up with a prayer for yourself and pray for all of those people in our lives. And be assured that Jesus hears our prayers just as he can be heard by his Father as he sits at the right hand of God. Jesus hears our prayers and wants to hear from us, just like all of our parents want to hear from us. I hope y'all have a blessed seventh Sunday of Easter Day, and I can't wait to see all of you real soon.